Good evening, Your Royal Highness. Thank you for your presence, for this exceptional. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are starting an exceptional session for FII9 called Syria's New Horizon. And the title is, Can Rebuilding Become a Model for Global Cooperation? And it's our privilege and great honor to welcome this evening His Excellency Ahmed al-Sharaa, the President of the Syrian Arab Republic, who will be in conversation with my brother Abdullah al-Mudaifer, the presenter and columnist of Rotana. My dear Abdullah, the floor is yours, Habibi. Your Excellency,
May God's peace and blessings be upon you all. May all have a very good afternoon. Welcome, Your Excellency, to Riyadh and to the FII. I'll immediately start my questions because of the limited time we have, and my questions are more than you think. I will start with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's effort in the quick reintegration and re-inclusion of Syria in the region and in the world are enormous. Why Saudi Arabia in specific has this kind of keenness on reintegrating Syria in the region and in the world? In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, in the beginning, Saudi Arabia in this region is of great importance, and with the new vision that is led by His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, is a main driver in the region in terms of economy, as it is the destination of economy. So the kingdom is keen on economy, and economy is related to regional security and strategic security of the region. So there is no doubt that there are ties, and Syria is a main pillar in the regional security of Saudi Arabia. People have tried to get Syria outside of the general order, to be exporting drugs, to be a lot of tense and conflicts and a lot of murdering and a lot of killing, and this caused a lot of harm to the region. There is no doubt that Saudi Arabia is aware of all of this, well aware of all of this, and we, through our first visit outside Syria, it was in Saudi Arabia, and we know and we are well aware of the rank of Saudi Arabia's position in the region. So security and safety is related to economic development and vice versa. And this is what is represented in this region by Saudi Arabia as a pioneering status in the region. But from the other side, from what you said, what will the world gain if Syria succeeds, and what will the world lose if Syria fails? The world has witnessed the failure of Syria in the last 6 years and the last 14 years. People have seen how it is the status when Syria is disordered and exporting conflicts and crises, exporting the migration of people, and the biggest exporter of Captagon in the whole world, while it has always been the country of civilization. So people and the whole world have witnessed that and have seen how Syria is generating all of these disasters and crises, which led to many strategic threats to the world, because it has become the place for some of the policies that aim at increasing this stabilities in the region. So what will the world win if Syria succeeds? Syria is in a very strategic position in the geographical location of the world. She is the gate. Syria is the gate to the east and the Silk Road that is known historically. We have diversity of human resources. Syria has diverse economy, not depending on just one sector. And through history, we have always found Syria or the Levant area as the main pillar. That's why it was wanted by all of civilization around history. So Syria has started a new page, opening its doors to the whole world. We're speaking about only 10 months since the liberation, and we have been back to our regional position in a quick manner with the support of all of our Syrian-loving countries, starting with Saudi Arabia, led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Prince Mohammed bin Salman. So I do think that the world today will benefit a lot from Syria. Syria will be a main corridor for trade and for goods to the whole world. The world currently witnesses risks related to the instability and security of supply chains between the East and the West, and also especially the oil supply chains, natural gas supply chains to Europe. Everyone who's here in this room and this conference wants to explore the investment scene in Syria and where the wind is going. So, Your Excellency, are the winds of investments going towards Syria? Of course, Syria, within 10 months, in the first 6 months, we have received investments of more than $22 billion. And Syria is one of the countries that came out of the crisis and it wasn't ready to go in renaissance. Again, we went out of war and entered in other loops of conflicts and crises. We saw that there are countries that are still in conflicts and in problems, even if wars ended 20 years ago. But in Syria, things were clear. The map was clear. We benefited from all what happened all around us. The investment opportunities in Syria are abundant, and all the economic interested people in the world can find opportunities in Syria. And Syria, I will not say it will, but it has already started working with all efforts in order to start investing. Syria witnessed 14 years of breakdowns, and each one of them is an opportunity in itself. Every stone that was dismantled will be an opportunity for reconstruction. Yes, Syria will need efforts and reconstruction, but let's be frank and open here. The environment of investment, to be attractive, needs new legislations, new regulations that are totally different from the previous ones under the previous regime. There is no doubt the previous regime was expeller for investments, foreign investments, and was also taking part in the internal investments. So regulations and laws of investment were changed in Syria, and investors have the right to retain their money and get it out of Syria and take the most part of their capital outside of Syria if they need. And the current law is reviewed by McKinsey and other investment authorities like the Ministry of Investment in Saudi Arabia, and it was presented to many economic experts in the whole world. So I think it is one of the most important and the best 10 investment laws in the world. The challenge is in the implementation, and this is the duty that we will be carrying. Sectors, or maybe let's say opportunities. Are there real opportunities currently in Syria? And what are these opportunities that are there on the ground now? Syria is rich with opportunities. Countries that seek development are in themselves opportunities. In addition to the excellent geographical location that we have, that Syria has currently, and in addition to the real estate sector, we have a lot of destruction. This will need reconstruction. We chose reconstruction by investment, reconstruction through investment. This is our path. We did not choose the path of reconstructing Syria through aids or help. As it is said, teach me how to fish, not how to eat fish. This is easier for the entities that have mutual interests with Syria. It is easier for them to deal with us this way, and this way we will achieve the help that we need, and we will rebuild our infrastructure, and it will be a win-win situation. So I think Syria, we have the real estate market. Also in Syria, we are a touristic country. We have the monuments, we have the heritage, we have the desert, we have the mountains, we have the coast, we have the sea. Also, we are an agriculture country. Agriculture plays a very important role. And also, we have a surplus. In Syria, we have 25 million, and we can feed 250 to 300 million people through our agricultural production. Also, Syria, we cannot say that it's an oil country, just like GCC countries, but we can say that we have a production that reaches 1 million barrels every day, and sometimes from natural gas for 40,000 square meters, and this is 5 times what Syria needs internally currently. We have large reservoirs of gas in the sea and in the desert as well. Also, Syria has many logistic services. We're speaking about trade roads. This will need internet extensions, roads in the sea and in land. Also, the regional connections with the turbulence that is happening currently and with the importance trades in the region. This is important. Also, the atmosphere in Syria and the weather is good, because imagine that every planet that used to avoid Syrian air, it needed 3 to 4 extra, like quarter to 1 hour extra. This is a cost in oil and time. So I think today it is a historical opportunity for investors to start investing in Syria. There is a competition with some waiting for some agents, but I think that the opportunity in Syria is enormous. Opportunities can be sufficient for all in Syria. There are countries, I'm speaking about till the 8th of December. Did companies or countries come to Syria to start working there? There is no doubt. There are countries, big companies from Saudi Arabia came and started investing inside Syria with a total of $7 billion. Also, big Qatari companies like UCC came to invest in Damascus airport and investing in production of oil. And also there are other investments in real estate, roads, housing, cities and complexes. Imagine that Syria, for 40 years until today, there is no development in construction. So there is a huge need. The supply is low and the price of real estate in Syria is similar to that in Tokyo. So this is a huge, enormous opportunity in real estate. You mentioned Saudi Arabia. Are there any other countries, like Western countries? What are the countries that send companies there to Syria? Like regional countries, we have the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we have Qatar, we have the United Arab Emirates, and also there is negotiations with Kuwait and Bahrain, also Jordan as well. In addition to Turkey, they are willing to invest more, and they have companies that partner with some of our companies, and also some USA companies partnered with some of the companies that started investing in Damascus International Airport. Also, Aleppo International Airport will be invested in by other companies as well. There is also regional partnerships. When we started in our first journey in Saudi Arabia, we knew the key. Saudi Arabia is your key to where? Saudi Arabia is your key to where? Saudi Arabia is a country that is stable and secure and has a unique development experience in the region. And for a long time, I have been following up the vision that His Royal Highness the Crown Prince presented. And it's not only limited to the borders of Saudi Arabia. I think it goes beyond that to the whole region. So this message taught us, and we went to the Damascus. We came here quickly to be a part of this arrangement that is happening, and the privileges of the geographical location and the human resources that we have in Syria, big resources and advantages. If it gathers with a team up with the vision, it will be a great opportunity. We have good relations with Saudi Arabia, with Turkey, with Qatar, with the UAE, and these countries are successful as with all respect to all other countries like Iraq, Egypt, and other countries. But these countries that I mentioned work with extra efforts and with great speed, keeping up with the development that is happening in the whole world in terms of technology and others. So these are signals and indications. And sometimes we live in the world, we cannot live alone. The integration that is happening creates in the future and on the strategic run, creates an integrated economy and an integrated economic cycle among these important countries, because we possess the most important locations. With all these countries, we have the important locations. We have the most important sea places and locations, the civilization and the historical location and heritage, and our location in the middle of the earth. We have also under the ground treasures, and also on the ground we have treasures. Your Excellency, what is your important thing? Where do you put your important pet? What is the most important opportunity? I put my pet on my people. I bet on my people. I bet on my people. The people of Syria have suffered a lot severely. Hundreds of thousands were killed and war entered every home in Syria. So it is this people was steadfast, holding on fast to their principles, and it gained victory. This people that won from nothing is capable and worthy of building Syria from nothing. Your Excellency mentioned a point that is important, the idea of AIDS. There is no doubt that in the beginning of the recovery stage for Syria, Syria will need AIDS. But the concern for some of the investment and political elite is to be addicted to AIDS, to be a country that is addicted to AIDS. There are similar countries that are addicted to AIDS. Syria, will you be addicted to AIDS any given day? When we were in a small area, in a blockade in Aleppo area, if you don't know it, we were seized, and at that time I never relied on AIDS. And with the help of Allah the Almighty and with the help of my team around me, we could build a humble, small economic environment. We worked, it was difficult, but we worked with the resources that we had at the time. And we could build these economic resources. Based on that, we strengthened ourselves and we built ourselves all over again. I think this behavior creates a new culture for our people and gives our people more vitality in building. So AIDS do not help us build. They will help us be more lazy. So if we have such a people that is capable of building, constructing, and we have this diversity of resources that's studied in the prominent, prestigious universities all over the world. We have industries, we have agriculture, we have many resources in all of the fields of economic development. So this is why. Thus, all of these economic resources are capable of building an economy of development that is sustainable. So why do we need AIDS? The most important capital for any economic development is the human capital, the human resources, not what we have under the ground. If we have these important human resources, we can gain our treasures. If we have the treasures without people, we will not be able to do anything. We might waste them. So depending on AIDS as a policy is not something that we agree on. We depend on helping ourselves, aiding ourselves through investment so that it's a win-win situation for all. We don't want Syria to be a burden for anyone. We want to build our country ourselves. In the context of the relation with the investor, there is a question that arises. Protecting the investor as one of the most important questions. Protecting the investor has many angles. Protecting the investor, if the investor comes with a specific factory, for example, our policy is to protect the national or the local product by increasing fees on similar products or maybe banning similar products, especially for agricultural products. There are philosophical disagreements regarding free market or protective policy. Until now, Syria is not capable of opening the market the way is expected because our production is weak and we will be it will be all imported on the expense of the locally manufactured products. So we protect our investors through protecting the products in the first place. After that, we have laws to protect the capital and to support the investors. Also, the law of investment that were issued for the arbitration or maybe judgment, dispute resolution with foreign courts as well. My last question, Your Excellency, to where are you going to take Syria? What is your ambition for Syria? To answer your question, I'd like to add also something else. One of the most important things to protect the investor is the abundant investment opportunities that will reduce and weaken the risks. For example, there are returns that, for example, for some investments that need 10 years. But in Syria now, the return will be after 3 years, according to the investment, because of the hunger in the market. my ambition for Syria, I spent more than half of my life granting my life to save this people from the injustice that happened. And I'm ready to spend what is remaining the rest of my life. I'm ready, I'm willing to present the rest of my life, to sacrifice the rest of life until I see Syria strong. I don't follow the policy of too much promising. I want to show people results, because promises sometimes hold us accused and people judge us. But I am willing, with all of my team and all of the people who love us, not just in Syria, but outside Syria as well, the Saudi people, I saw a lot of love from them. So Syria has been an inspirational symbol, being able to save itself by itself from this political, security, and military environment that was too difficult, according to the mind and the logical situation, to be saved. So I think that Syria will again save itself by building itself on its own, and it will be on the highest ranks in the shortest period of time, inshallah. Today, Syrians congratulated you with your birthday, saying that many of them connected the 29th of October, which is your birthday, to the rebirth of Syria in a way or another. They see you as a form of hope. So I'd like to ask you again, in Syria, that we will reach our ambition. I don't want to miss the opportunity until I see Syria that you see. What is Syria that you see in the future? It is a difficult task, but we have strong resilience. First of all, we have many layers. First of all, we want people of Syria to go back to Syria, to return, so that migration and refugees and this kind of, and the expats and the burden on other countries, we want them to go back to Syria. Syria will be on balanced situations regionally and internationally, and the plans that we have developed so far, we're not able yet to put a big plan because of the lack of data, but I think Syria will be just as big economic countries in the world within a few years. As for my birthday, I forgot about this, and my beloved wife reminded me of it. So Allah the Almighty says, and you came as it was your destiny, O Moses. So sometimes destinies are good with people, sometimes it is a condolence. I was born here in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. I was born in Riyadh in this day in 1982, and today I'm hosted by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. So I think these are not a coincidence. This is the will of Allah the Almighty to come together. Maybe the conference might be held like 2 days ago or a week ago, but it was postponed and it came together today. So maybe it's not a coincidence. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your speech for this interview. Thank you very much.